the college football, playoff being expanded yet again. So SEC Media Day wraps up last week, and there's a lot of people asking, of course, is the SEC going to get on board with 2014 playoff expansion? I think I speak for a lot of college football fans. I don't want 24 teams. You don't want 24 teams. But a lot of the coaches want 24 teams. A lot of the institutions want 24 teams. And it's simply because of a cash grab. You can't rationalize anything to me that this has to do with anything other than revenue potential. Which, listen, college football, like the NFL, like MLB, NBA, NHL, it don't matter. Soccer, don't matter. It is a business. It's going to be run like a business, unfortunately. But that takes away from the beauty of the sport. In the NFL, it's kind of college football, in my opinion, is greater than the NFL, just because every single Saturday matters. Every single Saturday, can determine your entire season. I don't think it's a good thing to have in late November of the college football season, you have 20 teams viable to, make a playoff to run for the national championship. There's not 20 teams in the country that can win the national title. You know that, and I know that. I think if expansion's going to come, it's not a matter of if, but when. I think a 14 to 16 would be the perfect model, but think of it this way. The BCS era was from like 1998 to 2013. That was a long time. 15 years worth of college football. The 4-team playoff, 2014 to 2020, I think it was 2023. Yeah, 2024 to 2023. Long time. Well over 10 years. So almost 10 years. So how on earth are you going to say that the 12-team model doesn't work because of 1 year of controversy? I know why they're doing this, because you left teams like Notre Dame out last year, who more than likely could have won a national title last year. A lot of people would agree with that statement. Texas with Arch Manning, very viable. Vanderbilt with Diego Pavia, very viable. Even a little bit further down, you get USC with Jada Maava, Lincoln Riley, great offense. Yeah, they're viable too. And then Michigan, a little less so, but still viable nonetheless. But is there really 20 teams, 24 teams that you think can win a national title? I'd make an argument that you can probably list 6 to 7, 6 to 8 teams that legitimately could win a national title. Maybe others can make noise in a playoff. I'm not saying it wouldn't or couldn't work to an extent, but if you try to, the Big Ten, the ACC, the Big 12, all the institutions clamoring for this playoff model to come to fruition, you can't tell me rationally why it would be better for college football in general. You pretty much, crapped on the bowl season. The bowl season's pretty much dead and non-existent. NIL is what it is. Unfortunately, that's just the landscape of college football now. Let's see. Bowl games, pretty much dead. The conference championship week will 100% die. If it goes to the 2014 playoff model, that eliminates conference championship weekend. You can make a playoff format that is honoring to the conference championship weekend and have it mean something, and you can also keep bowl season intact. There are ways of doing it. There are ways out there rather than just jump right into expanding to 24 teams. The 12-team playoff has been here for 2 years. We've had 2 iterations of it. How are you going to sit here and tell me that the BCS with 15 years, the 4-team playoff with damn near a decade, but nearly 10 years worth, how are you going to tell me a sample size of 2 years is a bad model? For everything going on, the 12-team model has been such a success. It's just the right amount of drama. The problem is the group of 5 teams that got in last year. And realistically, if it wasn't for the ACC crappy tiebreaker methods that they had in place already, Notre Dame would have been in over a James Madison. Miami would have played in the ACC title game had the tiebreakers actually been, legitimately, non-stupid. I forget what rules there were for the ACC's tiebreakers, which was so stupid when they broke it down. But Miami would have been in the ACC title game. They more than likely would have beat Virginia. I'm willing to bet they would have. Miami was on a heater at the end of the year, smoking every team by 20. Notre Dame would have been in. James Madison would have been out. None of this controversy would be happening. I don't even think you would be talking about playoff expansion. Maybe rumblings of it, but you 100% would not be clamoring for a 24-team playoff right now. I'm sorry. I know I just went on a tangent, but there's no reason to expand to a 24-team playoff. I think the SEC is doing a good thing, and I believe it was a decision about a 24-team model won't be made until fall. So I'm going to assume probably around the time the playoff is going to happen and the next, selection Sunday. I think that's when that stuff will happen, but that's neither here nor there. So that was my little tangent about the college football playoff.